We normally have a little bit better system for this, by the way. We just don't have our feature match judge today. But normally we have a feature match judge who helps us get the feature match table sorted out and stuff. But all right, turn one Esper Sentinel.
So table 3 Terrence, Bob Desmond, and Mike Shaw, and Bob is further away.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we probably should just like grab their table numbers as we pick them up.
I did.
There you go.
Esper Sentinel starting off for Hammertime.
So if there was a bad matchup for Jordan Davis, I would say it would have to be Hammer Time. And you're like, why? Hammers don't kill them if they have infinite life, but they do if they're on an Ink Moth Nexus, and it does infect because you can't prevent that one.
3 matchups.
These are.
Yep.
All right, cool. I will say when people miss draws with Esper Sentinel, it does make me so sad.
Hey.
But like they're playing Hammer, so sometimes they just don't need it. I'm just kidding. They need to do it, but so I guess one issue with our Hammer Time list is it's not like a lot of it's faded out.
These are just the lands, though.
Are they? You just got lands over here.
So one of the cards, Saga, just makes this deck tick, though. Stoneforge. They have so many ways to tutor up cards. Get them, put them into play.
Yeah, Michael has a Cigar de Zayt in hand here and at least one hammer, so
Playing blue. So it means we probably have the reality chip in, which I see. Again, I don't know what these are. I don't think they're just lands. Because he has his land right here. So I have no idea what these are. So if he has something else in there, I'm not sure. But yeah, you get to do a ton whenever your Earth Saga comes off. Like, if you need mana, you can get a Springleaf Drum, you can get a Shadow Spear if you need life, you can get, obviously the Hammer. But the cool part is you also get to play Stoneforge Mystic, which means you get to grab a Reality Chip, Nettle Cyst, Hammer, Shadow Spears, all like. Just like anything you really need. You can get a Lion Sash as well, which he plays in the side. Cauldron Complete to close out games quicker, especially against decks playing a lot of destroy effects because it's indestructible.
And some of those fetchable targets off of that are different now that Luris has been banned. So a lot of them were playing like Nettle Cyst,
Right, yeah.
Cauldra.
So we're putting in a Cauldron. Speaking of that slippery little booger. Oh, yo, what a germ token.
pretty tight.
It's like a snot bubble, honestly.
So eloquent Bricker.
That's why I'm here, you know. Swings it. You and Jordan's gonna do. Didn't do a lot. Assuming the giver entered that turn, could have. No? So I was trying to think of how an interaction works. But Ranger Captain comes in. We're gonna tutor up. Curious to see what we get. A lot of times they'll grab like a Ballista, but I don't know if that's the choice this time. It could be a Sentinel of its own.
Yeah, Ballista.
Why do I keep wondering
So,
what's in the deck?
Jordan
So-
definitely needs to aim to assemble the Ballista Heliod combo and win. I would say that's definitely the angle that Jordan is going to be shooting for.
Arok gets a free block on Cauldra. Does it?
Yeah, that's kind of the interaction I was wondering. Because you can technically, the giver can give it protection from colorless,
Whoa.
but the germ's black. Or give it protection from black,
The
I guess.
giver had summoning sickness that turn.
Yeah, that. But,
No, I mean, Arok has protection from black.
yeah, so you can just block.
Yeah.
And because no damage gets dealt to it.
Yeah, it's only if it would deal damage, it exiles it.
Yeah. So it can freely block this. I don't know if he read it weird. Because he was reading it and he read it in a way that he thinks he can't block, but he is at what looks like to be 13. Michael's still at 20.
Michael just resolving this saga. Shadow Spear for trample and lifelink.
That's fine.
Gonna fetch. Did he? I mean, I'm assuming he floated the mana off of the saga.
Yeah. So things are gonna get real spicy here. Shadow Spear is a really good grab because if he does start blocking with the Arc Champion, the Shadow Spear, he only has to technically assign enough that would theoretically be lethal to a creature with protection, and the rest will trample over.
Right.
So it's a little weird. So it's also like a thing where the situation comes into play. Like you'll still technically save a point because of the trample or whatever, but yeah, it already has trample. What am I talking about?
It still just chumps those couple of.
I guess like
points.
that's something like for future reference. Maybe if it comes up, it's like the way protection works. You don't have to sign enough for lethal, and maybe that'll happen with like this giver on this ranger captain. Yeah, Calderon has trample. These cards have so much text on it. I can't read them all.
Also, I believe Cauldra is indestructible as well, right?
Yeah, Calderon has indestructible, and the Germ has indestructible. They both do.
Yeah. It's a good card. Equipping a hammer. Oh, that's a lot of damage now.
I just see somebody make the card. It's literally 3 separate cards, and I would agree with that. But
Yeah, it makes a black germ.
this thing is huge. So it's going to trample over for a ton still.
Tap Giver to give something protection. I think he might have double blocked there. Down to 1.
So up to 2. Crazy thing is, he can technically land or cast a collected company and gain infinite life, so it's not out of this game.
No.
He has the feeder in hand, so it's a little less likely to wheel it off a collected company if he had it in hand, but he does not. Picks it up. We're going to go to game 2. Michael going up 1-0 against Jordan.
Both players keeping. Nice. Might be a noble in hand too for Jordan. And that's definitely something you always want to start with on Heliod Company.
Yeah, because you just get to do it way earlier. A lot of times. The theory,
Oh, a sprawl.
Or-
Okay.
yeah. In theory, the best one to start with is like the Forest Untapper, because if you can, I can't think of his name right now.
Arbor Elf.
Arbor Elf. Man, I am struggling today. The reason why is because with a land drop and a Utopia Sprawl in hand, you can make that 4 mana. Because
Right.
you can play a land, attach the Utopia Sprawl, tap it for 2 mana, untap it, tap it for 4, collect the company, and gain infinite life potentially on turn 2. So like that's like a crazy play that you can do. And there's obviously on turn 2, there's not a lot of decks can do about that.
Right.
Unless they just have like collected company, but they can also do it on your upkeep. So we do see collected company in hand. We see a Heliod in hand. I believe he has all the mana to do it, most of it. Yeah, he's got like 3 lands as well. So next turn we're going to see Heliod come down, then we're going to see a collected company.
Turn 1 giver for Hammertime.
Turn 1 give her pass. It's a draw. Have the
Shocking.
Conclave Mentor to make creatures infinitely big. Potentially. Heliod's down. See if Michael has marches. We brought him in. But he might
And-
not worry about it because Ink Moth's thing.
Right. Don't care if you gain infinite life. Just gotta deal 10.
Yeah. So he does have a march in hand. This can be tap Ink Moth, put in a Springleaf Drum, have white available to play our Pure Steel Paladin in hand. That I believe we have in hand. Yeah, we do have it in hand. We also might just play a Ginger Brew. That's what that card is, and hold up a March. So we are.
Yeah, it looks like gonna go ahead and deal with
It's not Ginger Brew. It's whatever that card is.
Blacksmith skill.
Yeah, Tank. What is? I know he's not casting Blacksmith skill, but I don't know what that card does. Gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. If it's an artifact,
Oh, sorry.
if it's an artifact creature, it gets a 2/2 until end of turn. Okay, so it's just like a really good protection spell. I mean, a really good protection spell.
Michael Grafton, by the way, is another player who's already qualified.
Nice.
It's good to see them coming to events if they're already qualified, by the way.
And
Right.
Jordan Davis is not qualified, but he's in the top 16 on the leaderboard for points
He
earned.
top 8'd last 1K here.
So it's just an Ink Moth swing. I believe he's putting a counter under his dice to, like, say I have 1 infect on you. In response to the Sentinel, he's going to cast his collected company, not wanting him to draw a card.
Right.
Ranger Captain, a feeder. So feeder and then Ranger Captain.
Ranger Captain grabbing that ballista.
Because Infinite Life's not going to really get you there when you're playing against.
A couple of ink moths.
Yeah, like it'd be one thing if it's one, you might be able to like ping it down or something, which was what the Block Ballista can do anyway. Just ping it before you attach the hammer.
So still has the Walking Ballista in hand, but still missing the Heliod Pithing Needle.
Not really going to matter if you get him now.
Gotta assume that's on
It
Walking
could be
Ballista.
on. I would say it could also be on Ballista because again, you don't care about the infinite life,
Right. I would
just
assume
don't.
it's on Ballista.
but you care about the infinite damage.
I'd want to go check.
Although, I mean, if it's named on Heliod, it still also prevents the thing, kind of. Hi, Taryn. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Oh, he went to check something. Taryn, take over for a second.
Ballista on 3. Yeah, the needle's on Ballista.
So just hard casting a Ballista on 3, which makes activating an ink moth dangerous. We can't
Yeah,
remove a counter,
it's
right?
Pithing needled.
So Jordan really needing to draw into a artifact removal spell. And Michael looking for a hammer or something, some way to get ink moths pumped up. Swinging one infect. Infect count to 2.
We gotta add an infect counter on our overlay somewhere.
Definitely.
Like
You might
one
be
that,
able to add it where the round stuff is.
yeah, one
Like
that
bottom
can
corner.
hide and then
Yeah, like hide it until it's relevant.
yeah.
Going to draw off the Rising Canopy. That's a land. Is that another Utopia Sprawl? And I can't tell what that third card is.
Not exactly. I stepped away for a minute and I'm trying to gather back what's happening in this game. And welcome to Modern. Pretty hard to do if you step away from the game for a minute.
So Jordan is on the beatdown plan. Just, I've got creatures and I'm swinging.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're still just dead if he plays a hammer and equips it to the Ink Moth for the most part.
Right.
And, well, not necessarily true because it loses flying, but he can activate the Ink Moth again if he
get
gets
it
the
flying.
mana due.
Right.
Too. Which, if you don't know that interaction, which is incredibly a weird one, Hammer makes a creature lose flying, but the way that's worded is it just like loses flying if it had it, and if you reactivate the Ink Moth again, it applies the flying effect back onto it, so it would still have flying. Which is like another weird little thing about it, but he doesn't have really the mana to do it.
He's a Springleaf Drum.
Yeah,
So it gives an extra mana.
because he has to activate Hammer and have a way to equip it, so he'd need another mana, at least like another thing to play. So he has like exactly enough, I guess.
So Giver can tap and give a free block on something with the Sentinel.
I'm really trying to figure out what he wants to block. Only real issue.
I think a blacksmith skill enhanced. We might be pumping something here.
Maybe pumping the gear. No?
+2/+2. So that'll trade, or the giver might give a protection from colorless. So then your sentinel would stay alive.
Surprised to see him not kill the ranger captain. In terms of that, the ranger captain on his turn could just activate, and then there's no way we could play a hammer for Michael. So each hit goes down to 6, I believe. Another Conclave Mentor. Any counters getting put on stuff is just going to get massive. Believe we're now just relatively dead in the water. Goes to 5. Pure Steel Pound that we could play. We can activate an Ink Moth, also block.
Infect is still only at 2. So we're going to activate one of them. Swing in, take that infect up to 3. Has a couple of blockers back. But still a lot of pressure being applied from Jordan. That's a Hanwar battlements? Is that what that is?
I believe so. It's going to put a counter.
Gavany Township.
Gavany
Gavany
Township.
Township.
Put a counter.
Battlements
Sorry.
is the red one.
Yeah. But it's going to make another creature big enough, and they're all just going to get huge. So we're going to go into game 3.
Sagardazade turn 1. Hammertime. Loving to see that.
We have a little issue with our life total board here. To keep track where our totals are at. So that's shock down 17.
An elf. See 2 Heliods in hand. Is that a couple of lands?
Oh god, here we go.
There's
Hammer time look like he's about to start doing hammer time things.
Yeah, that's a great hand Michael has over there. Another Ink Moth in hand. Stoneforge grabbing a hammer. And did I see another hammer in hand as well?
I don't know. I'm not exactly sure if it's another hammer, but in theory it's not really going to matter if it is or not. Because Ink Moth going over 10.
Doesn't matter if you have 2
Yeah, it
hammers.
doesn't
Right.
matter if it's anything else.
I thought Jordan, does he have the Utopia Sprawl? No.
So, this is about to get weird. Jordan can play Sanctify, not Sanctifier Invect,
Sanctum Prelate.
Sanctum Prelate, and
That's
name
fair.
1. Because he's going to be able to, he could tap his Temple Garden, untap it, retap it again to make the 2 white and then a green, and then cast it. He's wondering if he has a turn that he could take off to not do that. I think he wants to really get this Heliod down if he can. But if he does, he dies.
Well, I mean, he knows his opponent has a hammer, and he has an Ink Moth on board,
With
and
the
a
Sagardazade.
Sagardazade.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
You got to think that you just play the card and name 1. Yeah, so when it enters battle, choose a number. Non-creature spells with converted mana cost equal to the chosen number can't be cast. So this is one of the effects that you can't check or nothing because they cannot be cast at all. You
The only way Hammer could get around that without removing it somehow would be off Urza Saga.
Yep.
Right?
Correct.
And that's why this deck kind of got like a super power upgrade with that. Because before, like, Chalice Zone 1 was just such a menace against you. But now you have a way to actually deal with it.
Oh, we went.
Oh, Stoneforge.
Oh, yeah, I guess. The card in play, obviously.
So
Yeah, you so smart.
Spike Feeder coming down.
Well, we're about to see it happen. Crew,
Crew.
combat, or activate, whatever, dude. You know what I'm saying. Activate, swing it. Has flying. Learning it has flying. And then put a hammer on it.
And that's your turn 3 Hammertime kill. That is
Welcome to the
And-
game of modern, brother.
Jordan saying I had the prelate and thought I had another turn. Michael's saying I could have activated Stoneforge and put it onto the battlefield.
And
That
then
doesn't
turn
equip
later.
it though, right?
No, it does, because it enters the battlefield and it puts it on.
Okay.
It would have been, I think, a turn later.
Yeah, it would be a turn later though. You'd have to have enough mana to pay the 2, activate it, and activate Ink Moth.